Hi everyone, this is Rabbi Kenneth Hahn for Ask the Rabbi Thursdays for JUTV. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm talking today about dogs. Why? Because this week's Parsha or Torah portion, which is called Shalach, has the great story of the 12 spies or scouts being sent out by Moses to explore the land of Canaan, to see what was there, to see if it was safe and hospitable for the Israelites to enter. And of course, 10 of the spies or scouts come back and say, bad idea, the people are giants there, and while there's lots of great grapes and other things, we can't do it. And two of the 12, Caleb and Joshua, come back and say, we can do this, and they are greatly rewarded, those two, for their good spirit and good reports and encouragement of entering the land of Canaan. The other 10, like many of the Israelites, end up wandering in the desert for the next 40 years and are not allowed to enter the promised land. So anyway, why am I talking about dogs? Because Caleb, the name Caleb, is thought by some to reflect dogs. The Hebrew word for dog is kelev. It's the same 3 letters in Hebrew as the name Caleb. So some think of the name as Kalev, which means of the heart, and others think of it as dog. I actually think it works both ways, honestly, because I'm a dog owner. I've been a dog owner my entire life, or I probably should say dog steward. I take care of my dogs, but they take care of me just as much as I take care of them. And I think there are so many things we can learn from dogs. And, for one thing, they say, maybe you've seen the bumper sticker, to err is human, to forgive is canine. So there are a lot of things we can learn from dogs, and there are things I learn or get reminded of in a very positive way from my dog on a daily basis. And many of the things he does, my current dog is a male, are aligned very beautifully with Judaism. For example, one of our great mitzvot or sacred obligations is welcoming the stranger. And my dog does an incredibly good job of that. He greets people at the door beautifully, makes them feel right at home, and he does many other things too. I will tell you, not surprisingly, he is an incredibly professional yoga practitioner. He does downward dog and upward dog better than anybody I know. He does them like a real pro. And he actually does them every morning when he gets up, and really if he's been lying around for any length of time, he does a good upward dog and a downward dog when he gets up and stretches. And so he starts and greets the day in a beautiful way, just as we are encouraged to do. He also, in a more Hasidic sort of fashion, he absolutely finds his passion and knows what his passion is, knows why he's here, and connects in a very profound way with the world around him through engaging in his passion, which is retrieving. And when he is retrieving, he is happier than anyone or anything I know. And so when he's doing what he is meant to do, he is extraordinarily happy. And I think that's true for all of us when we kind of find our calling and engage with it and do that with those around us and the world around us. We also are very happy. So nothing's better for him than bringing a stick back from the river, having swum out to retrieve that thing. And he can do that, of course, for hours and hours and hours. I also find that my dogs have been incredible exemplars of patience and basically presence. My last dog, who lived for 15 years when he was a year and a half, was diagnosed with hip dysplasia, and he had had to have bilateral surgery, so he had one major operation, and for 6 weeks he had to basically lie around. He couldn't walk on his hind legs at all. We had to kind of put a towel underneath him to let him walk around, and he was very peaceful and happy, and would just lie around comfortably. Whenever anything good came into his field, he would perk up and be very happy, and I take that as a great lesson because I actually just had knee surgery 2 days ago, and you know, I find that my dog even now can be a great teacher for me about finding the good in the moment, even when the context of the moment isn't so wonderful indeed, which being post-operative knee surgery could be defined as. So, I want to give a big shout out today to the dogs in our lives. They teach us a lot. They're great companions. Judaism doesn't have a whole lot to say about dogs. You know, dogs in the Torah are not a big featured player. There is one reference to dogs not barking at the Israelites, and as the Egyptian plagues are being, particularly the 10th plague, is being foisted upon the Egyptians, and that's actually a positive association. But in general, I do like to think of Caleb as being having all of the great attributes that we associate with the greatest of our dogs, and I have a very personal connection to that name because my son's middle name is in fact Caleb. So here's a big shout out to all you dog owners out there, and if you don't own a dog, you probably don't get what we're talking about, but maybe you have a cat that you love too. So with that, I will say this week in the Torah, we were seeing if it was safe for us to invade the land of the Canaanites. I would encourage all of us to do a bit more following dogs and becoming Canaanites. And with that horrible pun, I will say Lehitraot. Tune in on Monday for Music Monday. Have a great Shabbat, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.